Hey y'all, I want to talk to you real quick about this 1958 D18 that I'm going to be selling in my shop. I bought this guitar, it's been a few months back. It was in need of a lot of work when I got it. It had been owned for a very long time by this gentleman named Danny. His last name starts with a P. I don't want to butcher it, so I'll show you all that stuff here in just a minute. I've got pictures of him playing the guitar and just some really cool information about him. But let me tell you the story real quick. So about the guitar and what all's been done with it. When I got this guitar, it had these two big black pick guards on the top. They had been on there for a really long time. There's a picture of Danny probably from the, looks like late 1970s, could be early 80s, just based on the type of film and the hair style. That's what I'm guessing the era is, but I mean, it could be early 70s, I really don't know. But there's a picture of him playing this guitar, and he's got the pick guards are on the guitar all the way back then. Danny was a big fan of Bob Shane from the Kingston Trio, and Bob had a D28, I believe, with two big black pick guards on it. So Danny had modeled his D18 after that guitar. At some point along the way, the word "hurt" got put up here on the top of the headstock there. I can't see if you can see that. I left that there. I think that's super freaking cool. I don't know if that's a reference to Mississippi John Hurt or if he got hurt or if it's in reference to that, the 9 Inch Nails song, the one that Johnny Cash covered. But I think it's super cool. I left that there. I did, however, when I got this guitar, I knew immediately the guitar was going to need to be refretted. The bridge was starting to come up. It was lifting. I knew that was going to need to be reset, and or re-glued for that matter. And I also knew that the guitar was going to need to be, the neck would need to be reset. And I wanted to pull the pick guards off, mostly because they were already coming off. And I had this feeling that he had been probably trying to glue them down for years. Every time they would come unglued, you could just tell more and more glue had been put in there. That said, they weren't that difficult to get off. I mean, with a little bit of naphtha, they came right up. We peeled them right off. And then what we discovered, myself and my luthier friend, Mr. Richard Taylor, who helped me with this whole project, amazing luthier out of Linden, Tennessee. What we discovered was that this guitar had already had a life before the pick guards ever even went on there. The guitar had quite a bit of play wear, as you can see here on the top, and it was missing its original pick guard, but there was a very clean outline of where that, and a tan line really of where that had been. This is the pick guard that's on here now is an original pick guard off of a 1959 D28 that I got from a buddy of mine off of a Martin Guitar Forum, Facebook group. Richard helped me with the refret and the neck reset and re-gluing the bridge, which is, looks perfect. Everything on the guitar is completely dialed in. Guitar has a really great neck set now. Frets, everything on it feels great. I mean, you can just play this thing all day long now. You can play it up and down the neck. I'm gonna put this guitar on my Muscle Shoals Vintage Instagram page with lots of detailed photographs, but I did want to make a video for everyone to see this guitar. Stick around because I'm going to show you guys, there's a lot of stuff in the case that belonged to Danny. I literally I refer to this guitar as Danny, just because he had it for so long. I'm going to show you guys the pictures. I saved the pick guards. His guitar strap is in the case. Musicians Union card is in the case, and there's a ton of stuff that comes with this guitar. It's in an old Gibson case, but his name is literally on the top of the case. You can tell the guitar lived in this case for a long time, but the guitar has had a couple of cracks repaired. I'm just gonna go ahead and point that out. But all the finish is original. This is probably one of the most comfortable feeling necks of any guitar I've ever owned in my life. I mean, I wish I could take this neck shape. I wish Martin would go back to making every single guitar that they make, every D18, D28, at least their D-style guitars, heck, even their triple O guitars. I wish they would go back to this neck shape. It's big, but not huge. I mean, it feels like a nice, it's kind of a C shape with like a little bit of a slight V to it. It's just like perfect. The way your hand falls into this neck. It's my favorite thing about the guitar, aside from the story and the sound and just how amazing this thing looks, how cool it looks. The neck just feels amazing. Danny played this guitar to death. I mean, this was his only, from what I've been able to gather about him and his life and his story, this was his main guitar. This was, I think, the only guitar he gigged with. He was a full-time gigging musician his entire life. This has been an absolute joy to have. Why am I selling it? I've got some irons in the fire and some projects, an old Junior I'm working on right now. And I'm not much of an acoustic guitar player, truthfully. I have an old 57 Country Western. That's the only, vintage acoustic guitar I really need. I've got an old LG1 from the early 50s. I just tend to gravitate towards more towards that sloped shoulder vintage Gibson design versus D-style guitars. But this guitar has been absolutely amazing. It's feather light, maybe 3.5 pounds. I feel like that's pretty light for an acoustic guitar. It's loud. It's an absolute cannon. It's just, it's got such a great, I mean, come on. Haven't made the point. This is a killer guitar, y'all. It'll be very reasonably priced. I would consider this player grade, mostly because there was some touch-up work that had to be done to the top, some overspray, basically just kind of coming in, filling in, and taking care of some of these spots up here on the guitar where the glue had reacted to the original nitrocellulose finish. But this guitar, black lights, there's never been any breaks to the neck other than the neck reset and the refret, and then again we glued down that bridge. All of the bracing in the guitar looks great. Everything on the guitar is fully functional. It did have a pickup in it, but it was a sound hole pickup, so it's never been drilled out down here for like for the modern LR Bags, style pickup end pin jack there. And it's also never been drilled for a strap button here at the neck hill. I know some people, will like that. Other people, it won't matter. But yeah, this has been an amazing guitar to have, and I'm so glad I bought it and I took on this project. It was a lot of fun. I really love this thing, but I don't play it enough. It sits. I just don't play a lot of acoustic guitar, if I'm being completely honest about it. And mostly an electric player, and that's what I like. And I just know this could be someone's main guitar. I would love more than anything in the world, and I think Danny would too, for this guitar to go to a guitar player, somebody out there on the road, or a musician that's actually doing some touring, or maybe go into a studio where it could be used for records, because it's such a great sounding instrument. I'm going to show you guys all the stuff in the case and some picture of Danny, but here it is. 58 D18. This thing's been whipped, but man, talk about a great little sounding guitar. All right, I just want to show you guys real quick. Here's Danny. That's Danny playing the 58 D18 with the pick guards. This is Danny's obituary. Guy seems like a super sweet guy. Born September 5th, 1947. Graduated class of 1965. Gifted musician, performed professionally as a solo act and in duets for many years. Music was his true passion. He especially enjoyed playing and listening to folk music, with the Kingston Trio being his favorite performers. Danny also took pleasure in trying his luck at the casinos from time to time and had a special place for all animals in his heart. Guys, I get a little choked up reading that, man. I must be totally honest with you. I don't think Danny had any children, and I don't think he was married when he passed away. But there he is. And then this is him right here. And here's the pick guards that came off the guitar. They're stuck together right now, but this is what he had on the guitar. Save those. There's a bunch of lyrics and some set list and things that were all in the case. I saved all of that. That's in here. Here's Danny's guitar strap. And then there's some capos, y'all, and some guitar picks, some more lyrics, some old strings. Oh, there's the frets that we pulled off the guitar in case you ever want to put them back on. Ha ha, just kidding. I hope everyone gets that joke. Oh, here's Danny's, if I can get this open one-handed, here we go. This is his Joliet Federation of Musicians. This is his union card, which is just super cool. There's some other stuff in there too. That's from like 1978, I think. But yeah, this is an old Gibson case. It's my hunch is that Danny bought the D18 in around 65 or 66. And probably around the time he graduated from high school. That's what I'm thinking. And it's hard to see. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are going to be up. There it is. You can see it. His name and an old address. His phone number right here on the case. But I think he had this case for a long time. But anyway, all of that stuff comes with it. Danny's life story, or part of it anyway, is all right here. But anyway, this will all be with the guitar. All right, thanks y'all.